I've never made a secret about disliking Dana White. He's one of my least favourite people in combat sports. Dana White pays his fighters poorly, he lies, he manipulates, and now he's watering down the UFC product. Let's talk about it. Okay, welcome back to the channel, welcome back. So the reason why I've made this video is I've noticed a lot of people have started to understand who Dana White, the person, is. I mean, some of these fans are recognizing now it's the old guard from the UFC, right? A lot of these old UFC fans who have heard that Dana White's going into boxing, they're starting to watch to see what's going on, and now they're coming out and making their point of view heard. Because Dana White is absolutely destroying the UFC. It's not the same organization that I once knew. He doesn't seem bothered. Fighter pay is abysmal. And yeah, let's just say the product's been watered down in a big way. A few content creators have come out and started to, make it known their feelings on Dana White. Dana White is a man who, how can I say, he's not a nice guy. He says stuff to spin his narrative. As a media, if you're a media, you can't get credentials into a UFC press pass or a UFC press pass if you don't glaze Dana White. If you ask him the wrong questions, you're out of here. Look at Sean Zittel. Sean Zittel's a boxing pundit, does boxing media. He asked Dana White some hard questions about the Ali rule and the Ali Act being changed. And Dana White just shut him down and said, I'll give you a private interview. Sean Zittel has never been to another press conference again with Dana White being there, and that interview didn't happen. There's a guy called Moist Critical who has come out recently, made a video about Dana White in the past couple of days, and it's hit more than 1 million views. So it seems like people are really starting to recognize who Dana White is. Dana White is a man who slaps his missus in public and gets a media cover-up over it. No one's allowed to talk about it. You make a video, it gets buried in the algorithm. So Dana White is a very unlikable person, and his whole new entrance into boxing. I mean, Turki Al-Sheikh was a guy that I was, I felt like, yeah, he's doing good for boxing. He's pumping money into boxing. He's making the fights. And then he says he wants to change boxing, for good. He wants to bring a new concept to boxing. And what does he do? Like the poltergeist, he opens the doors to the demons. Dana White strolls in with Zuffa boxing. And a lot of you guys in boxing, some of you guys know, a lot of the American guys know, yeah, because you guys have to deal with Dana White. I've been watching the UFC before Dana was involved, before the Fertitta brothers. I remember the whole stint when the Fertitta brothers took over and they made Dana White the president, and they built the UFC from the ground up. And I respect all three guys for that. But the way Dana White's been acting in the last few years is just crazy. I mean, the fighter pay, the UFC made over £1 billion in profits last year, and they refused to pay someone like John Jones 15 million for a fight. John Jones and Francis Ngannou wanted 15 million each to make a fight. In boxing, that's nothing. These guys are greedy, they're hoarding the profits, and they want their fighters to fight for peanuts. And if they don't fight, they're just hung up on a slave contract. Now, boxing, Zuffa boxing. Dana White seems like he's focused on Zuffa boxing. This is his new baby. I mean, it seems like, the guys over at the UFC have tied Dana's hands. Dana doesn't have as much say as he used to have. And this is the reason why he doesn't want to put much input into the UFC. So now he's over with boxing with Zuffa boxing. And they've done a few shows over there. And he seems to be battling with Eddie Hearn right now. But I'll tell you something, you guys who don't know what Eddie Hearn is. Eddie Hearn will take this fight to the very end. Dana White's in boxing now, and he's competing with some big guns because during his MMA time, he didn't have much competition, okay? Oscar De La Hoya's gunning for him, so's Eddie, and Frank Warren will be soon. If Dana White treads on Frank's toes, Frank will take him to court, as he's ready doing to sell it at the moment, possibly doing to sell it. We haven't heard nothing about this at the moment. But I will tell a lot of you boxing fans, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. That's Dana White, scumbag, doesn't pay his fighters, slaps his wife, and pulls a whole media cover-up on the whole thing, yeah? Never answers a media question, hard media questions. There's so many questions that these reporters and these pundits want to ask him, but they're afraid. You watch a UFC press conference and hear how these guys tread over eggshells talking to Dana White. It's crazy. I'm like, it's crazy. If I ever got a press conference, a press pass to go over there, I don't give a shit about doing stuff like that. But I would go over there and I would drill him with hard questions. I know it'd be my last time I'd ever be there, but so what? Just to see the embarrassment on his face and see him squirm, his face turn red, he can't answer questions, and to see hundreds of content creators make content out of it so they can make some good cash out of it. I'd love that sort of thing, yeah? And that's what I would do, personally, you know? But I am who I am, and other people will be who they be. Dana White has said it himself at his own words, yeah? If somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.